I'll have a way to support my device that really can show you what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I'm trying my best. Let's see if this right here works. That's okay. Alright. So now, you have to bring the hose up. What you want to do is get the actual piece in first. Give it a little push. That way it can seat a little bit. Come on. And you don't want this to go in crooked, because you will just break it. And then that's another piece you got to fix. Alright. So now you tighten it. You don't want it to be ridiculously tight. You just want it to be tight enough where it holds it. It will spin just a little bit, and then now you have to put the hose in the back and get the electrical wires out of the way and guide it in. Okay. And now you just have to get the pump in, get it down, try to put the bolts in the same spot you removed them from. Some parts it does not matter, some parts it does matter. I'm just trying to get this bolt in enough where I can turn the pulley, but keep it loose so that I can wiggle the pulley if I need to adjust where the bolts are going. So now, again, second bolt, get it lined up. There it is. If it doesn't spin in, give the part a little bit of a wiggle. And tighten it down. Again, just enough to give you room to spin the pump. Now, you put the last bolt in. Okay, it is in. And now, you can snug all three bolts down. And you no longer have to worry about if it'll bind or get damaged in the process. I personally like to do something called cross feeding, which is where you adjust one a bit and then you go across from it and then you adjust that one, and that's just to ensure that it gets a better grip and is more evenly placed on. Now notice I'm only using one finger to tighten it. If you can see, I'm only grabbing with one finger, and that is because you do not want to over tighten these bolts, as that'll cause damage that is a lot harder to fix, instead of just ensuring that the vehicle is working properly. I'm just spinning it in by hand to get it a little bit closer because it was very loose and not wanting to spin. Now it's time for the belt. Now the belt is going to be hard to show you guys because I'm going to need both hands to do it. Sorry. I did write the route down, as you can see right here. So it's going to go over the alternator, down to the pulley, and then from there on, therefore. That's why I said follow the belt before you remove it, so that you can get a good idea of where the belt is supposed to be. Also, do not forget to reconnect the hose for the power steering pump, as you do not want that hose to be disconnected when you try to start it up, for it will just dump fluid everywhere, because that is either a return, or I believe that's a return, so that's what we'll call it, is the return. So I'll leave you guys right there so that you guys can kind of see, but I don't know how well it's going to show. You got to move slowly, guiding the belt in, because for one, these belts are very stiff right now. They don't like to be moved very well. So I'm having issues with it already, as I need to pull it through there. So I need it to go over, on, over. Alright, now I have run into a small issue while putting the belt on, and that is due to this power steering pump bracket that I did not remove. It's a simple fix. There's an 8mm bolt down here that I'm just going to remove, pop the hose over a little so I can slide the belt in. it is not the 8mm. The 8mm is just what holds the hose onto the bracket. So then it is, I believe, a 13. Yes, it's a 13. So I'm just going to remove this 13mm bolt, pull the bracket off, and adjust from there. Just push you under and reinstall. Like I said, minor issue. And you tighten that bolt back down, and now you go back to routing the belt so that it is in the right place. Okay, so yeah, you first. Come back here. And just so you guys know, if you are struggling with this part of the job, it's not an easy thing to do due to the fact that there's so little space everywhere to do anything. Doesn't matter what to happen. I'm just trying to see if removing this will give me a little more space in the back end. What I'm seeing is if removing the coolant reservoir bottle will give me more space in the back. If not, it's not that hard to reinstall, it's just 2 bolts. Okay, it will. Cool. That gives me an extra little bit of space, which is exactly what I needed back here, so I could do this. Put that back up. Okay, that's there, that's there. that's there. Now what I need to do is get it on the last pulley. Pull it so it's over the other pulley, ensuring that it stays on the bottom pulley. Ensuring that it's on all pulleys except one, so that I can now reinstall this and pull it to give me the release on the tension to finish installing the belt. But like I said, sometimes belts like to be a pain, and this one is being one because it just popped off all the bottom pulleys at once.
You want me to record you? You done?
Almost done. I'm ensuring that everything is seating properly. And I've been recording this entire time. Alright, now you need to reinstall the coolant bottle. Before you do anything, try to match it up to where the bolts were before, because sometimes things shift when you remove them or replace them, and you want to get everything as close as possible. Alrighty. Now reposition the hose, not the hose, the wires, so that they're in the right spot. Put the connector back, hold downs back on. Anything of the sorts that you took off, make sure to replace. You want to leave the car as you found it, or better. Open the tank. Grab your power steering fluid. If you don't have a funnel, I would suggest buying one, because you can use them for nigh on everything. As you can see, I have just a regular funnel, but it will fit. I also bought the big bottle of power steering fluid in case anything happens. So hold it, Pour. Try not to spill like I just did. Pour. You don't want to overfill it. You just want it full. I understand that it's easy to overfill it, especially when doing something like this where you're having to replace the fluids. But remember to always fill and check your fluid. That's what these are for. They're for checking how low or high your fluid is. The biggest and next step is you have to start the vehicle and let it run so that the power steering pump activates. I'm just giving the bottle a little second to fully go down, get some fluid through the system, and then when you run it, you're going to take it and you're going to steer the steering wheel completely left or right. You got to go do it back and forth a couple of times. I do it 2 times and then check your bottle to see how low you are. Do it again. See how low you are. Do it again. You just got to keep on repeating the process, because this system was basically empty. So it's going to take a lot of fluid to completely fill it. I'm not going to be able to show you this part on my video due to having to get in and out of the vehicle while it's running. But hopefully I can have somebody else come record me doing this, and you can see what I'm doing and see the process that I'm following.